by the 2015 accord because the military budget is up 40%. Joining me right now is the ambassador to the UN, Danon, Israel's ambassador to the UN. It's great to see you, Ambassador. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First off, your reaction to the president pulling out of the Iran deal.
Bold decision, another bold decision of the president. That was the right thing to do. It was a bad agreement from the beginning. We said it years ago. And let me tell you a few examples about why it is a bad agreement. You cannot inspect the facilities. You have to let them know in advance if you want to come to inspect the military facilities. It's a joke. They continue with the ballistic missile program. Prime Minister Netanyahu exposed documents that we found in Tehran, and we showed it to the world, that they are continuing with their ballistic missile program. Third is the issue of the expiration date. What will happen in 5, 6, 7 years? And the most important, the president spoke about it, is the funding. Today they have a lot of funding, and they put it into their military and sponsoring their proxies in Syria, in Lebanon, in Yemen. They're using that money that they're getting from the Europeans to sponsor terrorism all over the world.
And let's not forget, ever since the Iranian Revolution in 1979, when hardliners came to power, those leaders in Iran have called for Israel's elimination.
Israel and the U.S.
And this weekend they were chanting, death to America, death to Israel.
Nothing changed. We are the small Satan, and the U.S. is the great Satan, and they're calling for our destruction. Can you imagine if they will have a nuclear capability, what they will say then, what they will do then? We should take it very seriously, especially when we see them building their presence in Syria next to our border. They're bringing weapons, funds, and militants. They are paying Afghanistanians, Pakistanians to come to fight in Syria against Israel. That's why we are very worried. That's why Prime Minister Netanyahu said we have a red line. We will not allow them to build up their forces next to our border.
Are things getting even more dangerous right now between Iran and Israel?
Because they are using their proxies. It's not a direct conflict. They are using their proxies in Lebanon with Hezbollah, in Syria with the militants. That's what they are doing. For us, it is a challenge not to allow them to take over Syria. Look what happened to Lebanon. Today, southern Lebanon is under the control of the Iranian regime. We cannot allow Syria to be the same.
Meanwhile, you've got the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia actually saying, we want peace. We want to live the way we used to live before 1979. Are you seeing a new relationship between the Saudis and the Israelis?
Well, yeah, I speak with many Arab ambassadors here at New York in the UN, and they also welcome the bold decision of President Trump, because we know Iran is a threat not to Israel, it is a threat to the Middle East, it is a threat to the world.
Yeah, new friendships, that's for sure. It's quite extraordinary. Another bold move, the embassy is now moving to Jerusalem. Tomorrow will be the big move, and of course, a ceremony around it. How important was this for you?
It is a historic moment. We need to celebrate it, and we intend to celebrate it. We are grateful for President Trump for finally. Many presidents promised to move the embassy to Jerusalem. He's delivering, he's doing it, and we will celebrate it. We'll do it tomorrow with Jared and Ivanka Kushner, with Secretary Mnuchin. For us, it is a great moment because many other countries will follow the U.S. The president of Guatemala will come this week to open his embassy. The president of Paraguay will follow him. So we'll see more countries moving their embassies to Jerusalem, which has been our capital for 3,000 years, from the days of King David. We are very proud of that moment.
Are you expecting any retaliation from the skeptics here, the Iranians, for example?
Well, we expect the Palestinians to demonstrate. They're already getting ready to do that. I hope they will not send their kids to the fence to use them as human shields. We want to have a peaceful ceremony to celebrate it, but we're getting ready for all scenarios.
All right, we will be there watching. Congratulations. It's good to see you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Danon joining us there. A second Democratic senator, one who is also facing re-election in a state President Trump overwhelmingly won, now comes on board to support Gina Haspel as the CIA director. Will others follow suit?